What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. Today, we'll be talking about why Kyle Larson is the future of NASCAR and the driver that is going to carry the sport for many, many years to come. Let's go and just jump straight into it. Before we jump into why he's the future of NASCAR, we're going to go back through his whole entire NASCAR Cup Series career and talk a little about tidbits from his Truck Series career and Xfinity Series careers as well. In 2012, Kyle Larson joined the NASCAR Camp World Truck Series for 4 select starts after winning, basically at the time, the K&N East Championship. And Kyle Larson put up some really respectable numbers in the NASCAR Truck Series, where he did not win a race, but he got 1 top 5 and 3 top 10s for Turner Scott Motorsports in 2012. And keep in mind, at Homestead Miami Speedway, he had dominated that event for getting involved in a wreck with a championship contender, Ty Dillon. In 2013, Kyle Larson moved up full-time to the NASCAR Xfinity Series, where he drove for Turner Motorsports in 2013 and was teammates to Justin Allgaier in the 2013 season. While he failed to win a race in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, Kyle Larson put up some pretty respectable numbers, had some top 5s, and he had like 8 top 5s in 2013 in the Xfinity Series, and finished 8th in the regular points, which is pretty good considering the car that he was in. On top of that, in 2013, Kyle Larson made a few select starts in the NASCAR Cup Series. He made 4 starts that season, with getting a best finish of 15th at Homestead Miami Speedway. He scored 0 wins, 0 top 5s, 0 top 10s, had a 29.3 average finish. But this was H. Scott Motorsports, and for H. Scott Motorsports cars, I thought that was pretty good numbers, all things considered. So a 29.3 average finish in his first little tidbit. And then in 2014, Kyle Larson became a full-time rookie, where he did not win a race as a rookie. However, he put up some really strong numbers, where he had 8 top 5s and 17 top 10s with a 14.2 average finish, including many times where he did end up finishing runner-up in the races, including, I believe, at Chicagoland Speedway, had that runner-up finish at Auto Club, and was in a chance to win in New Hampshire, got a runner-up there, and also was runner-up at Kansas Speedway in 2014 in the fall. So he was really, really good, especially when he got to the second half, and the best driver that did not make the NASCAR Cup Series Plus. And this is where the comparison started coming in between him and Jeff Gordon. And then in 2015, he took a little bit of a step back, and I think this in general, Chip Ganassi Racing took a little bit of a step back. He missed the race due to be dehydrated, and Regan Smith replaced him at Martinsville, and he still had a decent year with 0 wins, 2 top 5s, 10 top 10s, with a 19.3 average finish. But in 2016, Kyle Larson had a little bit of resurgence in his career, where he was able to pick up his first career NASCAR Cup Series victory at Michigan International Speedway, where he would go on to win a lot of races in Michigan in the near future. He had 10 top 5s, 15 top 10s with a 14.7 average finish. He got unfortunately eliminated in the round of 16, but Kyle Larson put up a pretty respectable year, and this is where the truck series started going in the right direction for Kyle Larson. As in 2017 at the time, he had his best NASCAR season at the point where he picked up 4 victories, those wins coming at Auto Club, a sweep at Michigan, and picking up the win at Richmond International Speedway. 15 top 5s, 20 top 10s, with a 13.3 average finish. However, unfortunately for Kyle Larson, he basically blew an engine at Kansas, taking him and eliminating him from the round of 12, and then having a couple blown engines, which really, really killed his average finish for the season, because Kyle Larson, up to that point, had been one of the championship favorites. Had he made Homestead at the time, because Homestead was a championship finale, Larson would have been a championship contender. Then in 2018, he took a little bit of step backwards in the wins column, but still had a pretty respectable season with 0 wins, 12 top 5s, 19 top 10s, with having at the time his best average finish with a 12.6. And there were a few races where Larson probably honestly should have won. The Southern 500 comes to mind. The Spring Bristol race comes to mind, among other races where Kyle Larson should have been up front. Then in 2019, he did took a little bit more of a step backwards, where he did still get his first win since 2017 at Dover, had 8 top 5s, 17 top 10s, with a 15.1 average finish. Then in 2020, things completely changed for him. For the beginning of the season with Chip Ganassi Racing, there had been already talk of conversation about it potentially going over to Hendrick Motorsports. Kyle Larson got 0 wins, but had 1 top 5 and 3 top 10 finishes in 4 races. Things changed, though, in early March as the COVID-19 pandemic came in and iRacing happened. There was a lot of iRacing events happening, and Landon Castle organized an event called the Monza Madness at Monza on the oval that they used to run in the 1960s and 70s. And Kyle Larson was caught using a racial slur, was suspended by NASCAR indefinitely, lost all sponsorship, and lost his job, and was fired from Chip Ganassi Racing. Kyle Larson went off social media for many, many months, And then he came back to social media not too long after that and basically came on and started having conversations. And talk began he was potentially going to go to Hendrick Motorsports in 2021. And it was officially revealed, I believe, on October 27th or 28th that Kyle Larson would officially be going to Hendrick Motorsports in 2021. Expectations for Kyle Larson in 2021 were very, very low just because Kyle Larson had not raced in a year and there was no practice qualifying except for a few races. Well, Kyle Larson exceeded those expectations and got 10 victories in 2021, 20 top 5s, 26 top 10s, and a 9.1 average finish. This, in general, was a lot of help due to Hendrick Motorsports' combination RCR on their engine department and Chad Knaus moving into the engineering side of things and basically running the Hendrick organization as one of the vice presidents of operations, running the higher up of operations at the team overall, and helped their team become a really strong contender going into the long term. Hendrick Motorsports had their best season overall as a whole. And on top of that, Kyle Larson picked up his first career NASCAR Cup Series championship in the 2021 season, like I said, with 10 victories, which no one saw that coming. So the big question that a lot of people are asking is, do you believe, for me, do I believe that Kyle Larson is the future of NASCAR? Absolutely. I said this last year about Chase Elliott, who won the championship in 2020, and I do believe that Chase Elliott is a driver that is going to lead NASCAR into the future as well, but I really think it's how talented Kyle Larson is. It doesn't matter what car he gets into. You look at his dirt background and what he's been able to do on dirt. Kyle Larson, whatever vehicle he's able to get into, it seems like he's able to go out there and be extremely successful. And I think that this was the first season in his NASCAR Cup Series career that we really got to see what Kyle Larson was capable of. To get 6 wins with Chip Ganassi Racing, and again, Chip Ganassi Racing, they're not a top-tier team. I know a lot of people say that they're a A-tier team. I would give them a B-tier team. And Kurt Busch and Kyle Larson 2019 really made Chip Ganassi Racing a whole lot better than what they actually were capable of doing. Because in my honest opinion, Kurt Busch got a win with that team at Kentucky, and Kyle Larson did get that win at Dover, but they weren't a really, really great team in those respective seasons, and yet they still put up really respectable numbers. For Kyle Larson to pick up 6 victories in Chip Ganassi Racing in that 42 car, or that car when they had Juan Montoya, that car ran outside the top 20, and Ross Chastain in 2021 ran about 20th. Larson really proved that he's a much better driver than the equipment showed. That car probably should not have ran as good as it did. Those cars about 10 to 15 place, and Larson many, many weeks made that top 5 to top 6 or 7 cars on a week-by-week basis at Chip Ganassi Racing. And like I said, this is the first season that we really got to think to see Kyle Larson. So I 100% believe that Kyle Larson is the future of NASCAR. I think that Kyle Larson in 2022, I believe that he has a very strong possibility of going back-to-back in the NASCAR Cup Series Championship. It's not been done in this playoff format. We thought there was possibility this year with Chase Elliott doing it, but Chase Elliott did not get it done. He made the Final Four, but Chase Elliott did not get it done. But Kyle Larson, I think, has a very strong shot of possibility of doing that. And there's a lot of history behind it. The sophomore year for Hendrick Motorsports drivers, they seem to get better. Just look at William Byron from 2018 to 2019. William Byron had a horrible rookie season in 2018, and then in 2019, William Byron flourished and made it to the round of 12 of the playoffs and improved his average finish and started showing a lot of speed. And that helped, of course, with Chad Knaus coming in. Alex Bowman in 2018 joined Hendrick Motorsports, did not win a race. In 2019, was able to win a race and make it to the round of 12. Got that victory in Chicago against, you guessed it, Kyle Larson. Chase Elliott's rookie year was pretty decent, but it wasn't amazing. But then it was really, really good for rookie standards. And then in 2017, was up front a lot more and probably should have gotten a few wins as a sophomore driver in 2017. But still put up together a very respectable season where he's able to make it to the round of 8 and actually nearly made it to the championship 4. Yes, there was controversy, of course, against Denny Hamlin. But Chase Elliott was up front and contending against them. And there's other drivers that come into mind with this. Jeff Gordon got a couple wins in 1994, and then in 95 went on to pick up his first career championship. I think Larson is just really, really good. And look at the history, and look at the generations of the cars as well. Hendrick Motorsports has been generally really, really strong. Also, Jogas Racing has been really, really strong too. But Hendrick Motorsports as an organization, they have tended to be very, very strong with a new generation of cars. Look at the history of it. In the Gen 5 era, guess who was the first team to win a championship? You guessed it, Hendrick Motorsports. In the Gen 6 era, guess who won the championship? You guessed it, Hendrick Motorsports. Hendrick Motorsports, I expect to be the team to beat once again next year, even though I do think the competition next year, especially a lot of the driver field, one of the most talented cup fields I think we've ever seen. I think that Henry Motorsports is still, and Jogas Racing too, are probably still going to be the teams to be going into next year. And with how good Cliff Daniels is too, let's also mention Cliff Daniels. Cliff Daniels has also been, I think, a really, really good factor in helping Kyle Larson. I think a big X factor to helping out Kyle Larson. Cliff Daniels, I think, has got that calm demeanor and not a driver, but a guy who knows the engineering side of things. He was an engineer for Jimmy Johnson on many of those years when Jimmy Johnson won championships and was a crew chief for Jimmy Johnson, but he had a very, very, really, really calm demeanor and really, really calm drivers and helped Kyle Larson keep a championship focusing. I remember at the Charlotte Roval earlier this year, and they were having electrical problems, and they were very, very calm on the radio, and then they went on to win this championship with that calm demeanor. And I expect that this combination of Cliff Daniels and Kyle Larson is going to be just like the Chad Knaus and Jimmy Johnson era. And I'm not saying that Kyle Larson long-term is going to go out there and win 7 championships, and I'm not saying Kyle Larson is going to go out there and win 70 to 80 races in his career. I think it's very, very possible that could happen, because I think that we're really starting to see Kyle Larson. He's only 29 years old, but I don't think it's entirely likely. I think Larson, by the end of his career, will be a 3 or 4-time champion. I 100% believe that he's going to be a driver that's going to win many, many championships in the NASCAR Cup Series, and I think that he will be a Hall of Famer. I think if not already in the Hall of Fame, he's eventually going to be in it. To have 10 wins in a season and get 16 career victories, to have 6 career victories, not to mention leading the most laps in a season in a 36-race season and the most laps led in a season since Jeff Gordon's 1998 season, which is one of the most historically incredible seasons to date. The duel between Mark Martin and Jeff Gordon was impressive that year. Jeff Gordon overall, hands and shoulders, was better than Mark Martin in that season. But also having a 9.1 average finish in 2021 was really, really good. And I don't expect Kyle Larson to fall off in 2021 like we've seen a lot of championship contenders. If he does fall off a little bit, maybe he gets a few less wins, but I think Larson is going to be a driver long-term that is going to be a legend of the sport. And I 100% believe that Kyle Larson is the future of NASCAR. And I think everybody down the road, if you're not a fan of Larson winning, I think you're going to have to seriously get used to it, because I think that we are going to see this not just for 2022, not just for 2023, but I think for the next decade, we're going to see the era of Kyle Larson, especially in the next-gen era. I think he will be the first back-to-back champion in the playoff format and be the first back-to-back champion in the NASCAR Cup Series since Jimmy Johnson went 5 in a row. And for him to be already in a first year at Hendry Motorsports, go out there and win the championship in really, really top-tier equipment is really, really good to see. I said, yes, you can make the argument, said, yes, he's in really, really good equipment, but you look at his time at Chip Ganassi Racing, it's just like when Lewis Hamilton wasn't at his peak and he was still proving himself, and he was doing really, really good. So Kyle Larson is definitely a driver long-term that I think is going to set this world on fire. And I know that he doesn't have the best personality. He's got a pretty decent personality, but the guy is also just incredible. And there's already also, not to mention, talk about him running the Indianapolis 500 and maybe even eventually doing maybe a Formula 1 race one day. There's talk about that going down the road for Kyle Larson. There's a chance even in 2022, Kyle Larson could run the Indianapolis 500 if the Team Penske ride does become available, though I'm not sure if that's going to 100% happen next year, but there is a chance that Kyle Larson could run the Indy 500 in the 2022 season. So just so eyes and ears need to be on Larson. I think fans of NASCAR need to be prepared to see Kyle Larson dominate. When you have guys like Tony Stewart and Mario Andretti giving you credit, and two of, I think, the best race car drivers in racing history, giving you a lot of credit for credit that is due, is really, really awesome. And I don't think we've seen a driver like Kyle Larson in years. I haven't seen a driver do what Larson has done by not just winning dirt races, but by going out and doing many, many other things. So I am extremely excited about the future for Kyle Larson. I think that long-term down the road, he is going to bring a lot to the table for NASCAR. And I think 100% he is the future for NASCAR. So anyway, that is your today's NASCAR video. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications so you're notified when a video does go live on my channel. Follow me Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on pages as well. Let's go over that and comment your thoughts on today's video. Do you believe that Kyle Larson is the future of NASCAR, or do you think another driver is going to be the future of NASCAR? Let me know that in the comments below. Anyway, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys next time for some more great and awesome NASCAR content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.